And we are live in our weekly episode of umbraCoffee. It's our 75th episode. Damn, times flies. I have my new pink headphones today, borrowed straight from my wife, and we are joined by Richard Soeteman straight from. Where are you exactly based, Richard?
The Netherlands, and
The Netherlands, and city
exact
name?
location is a few kilometers from Schiphol. So not Amsterdam, but the other side.
I was just thinking if it's in Amsterdam or the other city.
No, the other side.
Cool. Thanks for joining us. How are you? How was your week, guys?
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for the invite. This week was a bit crazy since I was on holiday the week before, and that's always crazy. Email boxes explode somehow. But other than that, yeah, pretty cool. Installed v802. So.
And Callum, how are you? How was your week?
I was also on holiday at the start of the week. I went to France for the long weekend we had, and I was in London for a meetup yesterday. So kind of relatively busy.
Yeah, tell us more maybe about this meetup, because we've seen some really cool tweets and details from there.
Yeah, so we had quite a few new faces show up last night, which was really cool. We try and do like a pre-Code Garden meetup for anyone who's maybe not been before, to answer any questions. We had a couple of people who were going to Code Garden for the first time yesterday, and we had a bit of a chat about what they might be able to expect. And we also had a few people who were relatively new to Umbraco, and they wanted some tips on how they could do a bit more with the CMS, and some pretty cool stuff. Great to meet some new people.
Yeah, I've seen that there were some other meetups during this week. It was the Umbraco HQ gang went to the New York City, and it seems to be a really cool meetup there. And Manchester also had a meetup, and I've seen some pictures from there. And there were also great talks about some separation. I've seen the picture from the separation of the front end and back end layers. Seems like a really interesting topic. So yeah, if you have been on those meetups, share more with the community what you've learned there, because I'm lately feeling like I'm missing something, but I'm not missing anything major, because we are all counting down to the biggest event once again, and still to Code Garden. We are all going there. Richard, which Code Garden it will be for you?
I skipped last year, and then pretty much went to everything from 2009, I guess.
Whoa. Nice.
Code Gardens.
And when it was still in Copenhagen.
Yeah, I'm a new kid on the block, and I've started from Odense, and I've been on all the Odense ones.
We should do maybe a Friday afternoon bus trip to Copenhagen and stay there for a few days. Just for the old, Copenhagen, I love it.
I'll spend the weekend there afterwards just to explore.
Yeah, and referring to all the events we've had during this week, we've seen a recap of the other events which happened in the past. The Byte 5 team released the recap of UFD 19. Great article summing up what happened during the the festival in Germany, which we've been attending a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Talking about the Code Garden, we can also mention that there are some new details about the event. Today or yesterday, Umbraco released the attendees guide for everyone who might feel lost or looking for the information. There's a great map somewhere here with all the places and important places marked. So yeah, it's going to be definitely useful for everyone who's going to Odense. And guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've seen some new faces on the speakers list. I didn't see Lars Eric being announced earlier. I don't know if it's something really new.
I think that's pretty recent. He showed up in the last week or so on that agenda. I think the agenda is pretty much solid now. They've even released the schedule, so you can see what talks are on when, and that looks cool.
Is there anything for particular what you are looking for on Code Garden this year? Anything what you cannot miss?
There's a bunch of pretty nice talks in there, it seems. I mean, I've seen Emma's developing talent talk. She did that.
Yes,
that's really good. If you haven't seen that already, I would say don't miss that one. Also, Fedoja, who's on at the 3 p.m. on that same day, 10 tips to make your editor love you. Again, great talk, really good one. Jeffrey's I Have a Dream About. Jeffrey's talk's always great. So, yeah.
Richard, are you representative of your group? Are you looking for something specific, Richard?
I think I'm going to the migrating from V7 to V8.
Yeah, I know the speaker. I know the speaker. You know.
Yeah. Who is it?
Pretty cool guy. Yeah. Knows the stuff.
Yeah. And I think mostly be joining the V8 or the V next sessions and do some that kind of stuff.
Besides the knowledge aspect around the Code Garden, there were some sneak peeks from around of the event. We've seen some tweets from Niels with some swag being populated and created. I don't know if I have this opened. It's here. And
giving away too much.
But what's interesting, and probably one of the most interesting topics, that Umbraco is preparing something like a battle between V7 and V8, and Niels was looking for some volunteers. I don't know who finally signed up to be a volunteer, but as you might have noticed, a lot of people advised to think about it because it's always tricky to agree to something what Niels is planning for the Code Garden. But yeah, we're all looking forward to that, right?
Yeah, true.
I think from what this looks like, from the rumors we're seeing circulating on Twitter, this looks like it's a kind of a head-to-head coding challenge like they've done before during Bingo, where Ravi and Mads coded breadcrumbs in XLT against each other and someone got electrocuted. And I think this is going to involve Chili and a very similar concept, but building a multilingual site in V7 versus V8, or I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but shows there's going to be a bit of madness.
A small amount of madness is always good, right?
Or a large amount.
Richard, you've probably experienced the biggest amount of madness if you've attended the Code Garden since 2009. Okay, and also what's caught my eye during the preparation for this episode was the tweet by Ilham about the Swedish Festival. I haven't seen many details about the festival yet because it's still under preparation, but this after party venue looks really, really cool. And Callum, you probably know more because you've been visiting Sweden lately.
Jens and I had a really good chat actually about the plans for the festival, and I've got the dates in my diary, so I'll be there for sure. The venue that they're going to use, it's really cool. This is actually their after party venue.
Yep. And there's it's in the new city this year, right? It was in the Gothenburg in the past years.
It's in Örebro.
Yeah.
Jens was trying to teach me how to pronounce it properly.
Cool. Yeah, we are all looking forward for more festivals, and also we will be announcing the Polish festival date soon. So yeah, it's as usual. It's going to be the busy end of the year for sure.
Did you see on that thread that Ilham posted, Damian? Also, there's been like a bit of rumbling for a while about rebooting the Belgian user group festival, and Damian's actually posted a potential venue for that, which is also a castle. So maybe there's a bit of a theme this year with people choosing castles as venues.
It's poaching me because I was considering castle for the last year. So we will all see and discover where it will happen. Cool. We had also a Skrift release during this week, right? Did you guys read the articles there?
Yes.
I've actually not had time, but I skimmed over the one by Andy Butland.
Yeah, and there is a one. Let me share the screen, maybe. So the first article is about generating PDFs on the fly using XSL formatting objects by Anders Björner, and I've seen some tweets replies that it's awesome. I haven't done it yet in my coding experience, but it looks like amazing stuff to generate PDF on the fly. And the second one is about migrating. Maintaining support for V7 while creating or upgrading packages to V8. And Richard, we cannot skip this topic without involving you more in the discussion, because you are really known in the Umbraco community for creating an amazing and popular packages. So maybe you can tell us more, and people who are watching it, what are your experiences about building packages or versions of the packages for V8 so far?
Yeah, the process I'm using is completely different, because I did the similar in the past, maintaining V4 and V6 packages and V7 later, but that was because the API allowed it, and now I've made a decision to skip that, create a completely new branch based from the master, and then start from there. So V8 is V8, V7 is V7, and so you don't have these compatibility issues anymore. But yeah, it's completely different, V8. And when I mean completely, it's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else has changed. Every API controller, every concept you knew in V7 is at least renamed in V8. So yeah, that's it's a bit discoverability.
Yeah.
The last few months. Yeah.
How far are you in importing your packages to be supported for V8?
Well, I've started with the simplest one, the Media Protect and Media Protect, and that was quite easy. But then I also introduced all the new dependency injection, which I love, and but that was quite easy to implement. And now the other one was a member export, but that's also a smaller one. And now I'm basically converting SEO checker, and I hope to release it next week. So yeah.
Nice.
You've committed to that now, though, live, and it'll be recorded on YouTube forever.
Yeah. But it's a hope. It's a hope. No, but
yeah, expectation, not a promise. That's the safe.
Yeah, I expect to release it next week. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah, there's one small issue with multilingual, but yeah, that's the only thing I need to tackle, and then do a huge test, and then it's out.
Nice. It's interesting. Yes. It's interesting to hear your approach, because the kind of creating a new branch and having like a V7 and a V8 branch for a package is the approach I'm taking, and it's actually something that Dave was polling about, right? This week he wanted.
Yeah. This is exactly what I have on my screen now.
Yeah. Dave wanted to know how we should be. How are people attacking it? Get a general.
Yeah.
So it was not definitely decided, as you can see. But definitely there is a huge let's say, maybe not a pressure, but expectations for having support for packages for V8, and of course the hunger for some of the most used packages currently in V7. Because it's right now I can see from the agency dev life is really expected to have at least some of the most common and mostly used packages just right there, right, for being used.
Exactly, and actually, in terms of new stuff, V7 is still going to be around for a while. So I don't see any harm in releasing stuff for both platforms if it's not technically like restrictive. So if you're able to maybe use most of your AngularJS stuff on both, and you just need to wire up some different APIs or something, maybe.
Exactly. Cool. But we can.
For me, I'm developing stuff on V8 as a standard, and then if I want, I'm trying to backport it rather than building stuff on V7 where it's familiar and pushing it onto V8. The reason I'm doing that is because I could build on V7 where it's all nice and familiar and friendly, but actually I'm not learning or gaining anything from all of the new fancy stuff we have in V8. So I've been doing it that way for and in fact, rebuilding Meganav V8 first, and then going to backport that to V7. So
nice.
Kind of a backwards approach, perhaps, to migrating a package.
Yeah.
You Richard, said that before we went live, that if someone is starting from V8 package development, that's all fine, right? And that's the way how we can learn how Umbraco is built right now. But yeah, the porting sounds like the most sensible and proper approach to achieve the both. But speaking about it, we had some pretty big packages being released this week for V8, and Kevin Jump finally released the not a beta, not an alpha, but just using 8 version for Umbraco V8. Callum, I know you've been playing with it a lot.
Yeah, I have used it quite extensively, and I have to say it's pretty damn good. It's been pretty solid since the first beta that he released. So it's great to see that he's now cut a general release. I look forward to. I'm going to play with this a bit over the weekend because it might affect some of the stuff I'm going to be doing in my Code Garden talk.
Yeah, and I'm also starting a new project in V8 now, and definitely using will be the first package which I will install after the clean start. And also from other releases, Anders from Skybrat released the beta version of Package Manifest. We've been talking about this package a couple weeks back, about the idea of the package, about the purpose of it, and right now it's ready to be installed and tested. A really cool UI on top of the package manifest file for V7.
Yeah,
cool. And other ideas which we've spotted during the week. Paul Seal started a thread on Twitter about his blog and the user experience for editors, an editor which who he is in terms of his blog, to shorten the path of creation, for example, of new blog posts. And I really like this idea. I haven't seen it too often in the projects, but if you have a clear path and action straight from the first page which is loaded after you log into the Umbraco back office, and this is 4 common actions which editors are performing, that's a huge improvement and time saver. For editors, and I already discussed it internally in our team that we should do it more often for the projects which we are building, because the editor's time is the best metric to after the delivery of the project.
Yeah, and it looks it's good that he's made this look nice, because you could have pulled together just a list of actions, but he's actually just made it. This whole idea came about because he wanted a nice, user-friendly, quick way of diving into performing an action. So it's good that he's made it look good. It's even though it's its own purpose, I can see this kind of thing being really used by quite a few people potentially.
Yep. And besides that, Matt Brailsford teased us with TCommerce for V8 preview. And yeah, it's getting there. So whoever is thinking about e-commerce solution on top of Umbraco V8, I don't know if any other e-commerce solutions providers are so active in importing their existing solutions to support Umbraco V8, but looks like TCommerce is. And I had some other tweets somewhere open. I will find it out. But guys, I don't know if you've seen it. Probably Matthew was looking for some contractor to support him or his company with TCommerce development, and Anders, who was maintaining the TCommerce, said that he has, and his agency has 9 years of experience, so they can help. It was really funny. Yeah. So other releases. What else did we have? We had some Mailgun workflow being also released or teased
a couple of weeks ago. I think it was. It's not released. It's something that.
Oh yeah.
Who's it working on it?
It's Soren.
Soren, that's it. Yeah, it looks really nice, and it's great to see someone doing some stuff with Umbraco Forms in V8. But I'm not sure how much has changed. So I'm interested to see maybe some code or a blog when this is done. But it looks like a really cool integration. So maybe it could be released at some point.
Yeah. Okay, and guys, did you attend the Sebastian's talk about Umbraco security last year?
I didn't get a chance.
I didn't.
No.
Maybe this year.
I'm asking about it because we've also seen that yesterday Umbraco was performing the first security training, which from what I know is kind of an evolution of the talk and also the workshop which Sebastian did in last year's Code Garden, and from the feedback of the community members who attended it, it looks like a really useful material, and I'm just going to literally check the next dates and probably attend the next training, because the security is also something what is probably one of the most important things around Umbraco, and not only Umbraco development. And it's great that Umbraco is performing this training, because from where, if not from the source, we can learn as much as we can about securing our solutions. And yeah, the last tweet which I have opened is from you, Callum. You are looking for some opinions.
Yeah, I'm interested, because depending on who you speak to about festivals, they'll tell you where they get the most value. So some people purely go to these events because they want to interact with people and get to know people. Some people go for talks. Some people like the hackathon or the workshops. And I just want to see, maybe there's a way we can make all of these events better for everyone. So for example, the hackathon last year, a few people came along and they said, I've not really done much with Umbraco and I'm more front end focused. Is there a way we can get involved? Or a designer could get involved. And I just want to see how we could maybe, leverage the mix of skills we get at these events to create a better hackathon or workshop experience where everyone feels like they've taken something away. So if you have an opinion on that, please let me know. It's been pretty close, actually. It's been fluctuating between hackathon and workshops and both. And yeah, I'm interested.
And Richard, what's your opinion? Did you usually attend workshops or hackathons the day before festivals? Or?
I usually don't do hackathons, mostly because it's I don't know if it's easy to get it going, and also you need to go to the event the day before, the normal day before, so that's a huge impact on the home agenda. So,
that was also a big discussion there in the threads. That's how to convince yourself or your bosses to dedicate this day before festival, right?
No, it's not the boss at home.
The bosses. I said the bosses. I have also two girls who are ruling my time. But yeah, that's very important. So, and sometimes workshops are bigger argument again towards attending for the event for 2 days. But yeah, share your opinions, and Callum, if you will have the results, we'll obviously share them here. And it looks like almost everything from our list. Did we miss something?
No, I'm pretty sure that's everything we gathered. I think we've. Oh, actually, there is one thing that we did miss, and we don't have it, but I want to
tell us more.
Somewhere. Did you see earlier this week that Jeffrey tweeted a picture of some kind of marketing?
Yeah, the marketing suite.
Oh yeah. The marketing suite.
Yeah. So that looks really, really cool. And I mean, he's not said anything. I think they've just created an identity for now. But it's getting a conversation going about, potentially what can we be doing with marketing automation or personalization in Umbraco 8. And I think this is going to be like a package to do a few of those things. Jeffrey said he'll maybe share a little bit more at Code Garden, so I'm really interested. Perhaps his talk will dive a little deeper into this. But we all know that he does some fantastic work, so whatever they make of that will be really exciting.
The great thing about Jeffrey is, of course, his company is a whole marketing company, so he knows best what needs to be in there. So.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's really valid point. And also, Jeffrey asked about the beta garden, and I don't know if there was an answer shared from the Umbraco side. So if there will be or there won't be the beta garden to let people and companies there to share their ideas. So we will definitely revisit this thread and find the answer, and of course look forward to learn new things from other agencies, marketing companies, developers, and editors who will be attending the Code Garden pretty soon because it's only in less than 2 weeks now.
It's
What?
like
Less than 2 weeks?
in fact, a week today I'm
Ooh.
flying, and it's
You're Callum attending the retreat, right?
Yep, and then so yeah, we're like 9 days away. This has come around so fast.
Yeah. Cool. So guys, we will see each other in Odense really soon. For everyone who is looking for more details and answers and questions, feel free to ask ask us or anyone else from the community. I know that Owen is still doing some releases about U-bodies, and there are some more blog posts coming from Umbraco side to make it easier for everyone who is attending. And yeah, that's probably that. And we are also looking for more releases and more stuff coming in the next week to discuss them on the next Friday, right?
Yeah.
Richard, do you want to add anything else from your side?
No. I hope next week I'll be on the list of releases.
Yeah, you promised that, right? You promised.
Some sort of promise. Yeah. Me and my big mouth.
No worries.
But I think it will be okay.
We are all in the friendly community.
Exactly.
So thanks, Richard, very much for joining
us
this week.
Cheers.
And guys and everyone who is watching, have a great rest of the day and the weekend.
Cool.
Okay.
Cheers then. Thank you. Bye-bye.